Yo,
What's up, man?
what's good, yo?
Yeah, that's at the man of the hour. Jeez.
You gotta give me the props, you know?
Yes, man. Respects.
Yeah, how's your day going?
It's not that bad. It's not too bad. Um, yeah, just regular day. I have my nephews here and stuff. They're like just chilling around. But yeah, I'm just trying to chill today. Emancipation Day, bro. I'm trying to chill.
Uncle vibes today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm just gonna do a quick plug for the charity if you don't mind.
Yeah.
For anyone joining in, welcome again to Locals Flame Fest. Thank you for coming. Today we're going to be speaking with Marcus, talk a little bit about filmmaking and how to deal with creative fatigue and a few more other tips and tricks. We are raising money, I should say, for a charity of choice, Rebel Railroad. They're a local Toronto-based charity that help LGBTQI plus people around the world escape prosecution. If you're able to, please visit the Linktree link in our bio at the main page on Locals Festival, and please donate if you can. We're also tying a giveaway to the charity. Every dollar donated is one entry into the giveaway. If you still want to participate in the giveaway, and for whatever reason you can't donate, no big deal. Times are tough, funds are tight, whatever. You can still participate by interacting with the giveaway post on our main page, again, at Locals Festival. There you'll see more information about what we're giving away, and every like, every share, and every tag is one more entry into the giveaway. So check out the post on our main page at Locals Festival to learn more about that. And yeah, we'll just get into it, I guess.
Yep. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna just kind of dim this a little bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
here we go. I don't know if that helps.
yeah. It's all good. Whatever makes you comfortable, man.
For
All
sure.
good. So yeah, just go off, introduce yourself, tell them everyone
Yeah.
who you are and what you do.
Oh, snap. Yeah. So my name is Marcus Armstrong. I am the founder, owner, director, cinematographer, editor for Introspective Films. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much my title there. I do a lot of freelance work under Introspective Films, and then I also work part-time or, yeah, I guess I work contract work on film and television. Just that's pretty much me.
Nice. I'm sure you keep plenty busy with all the work you're doing, right?
Yeah, yeah. This month has been just a whirlwind, but I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to enjoy
Just
something.
trying to chill.
Not
Yeah,
too bad.
enjoy whatever downtime you can get, Yeah.
Sure.
We can get more into that later on. But
Yeah.
by the way, if anyone in here has any questions or comments for Marcus, please feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. We will try to get to it before the end of the set. So what made you kind of want to get into filmmaking a little bit, if you want to elaborate on that?
Good question. So I guess it's like it really was something that I've always kind of been into. Um,
Hmm.
like shooting stuff in general. Like I used to have like a little ghetto camcorder. My brother and I would do these videos outside and post them just as a joke to our cousins and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so from there, it was kind of something that I loved to do, and the fact that like I was able to tell stories. And then I think high school, that like in high school, I kind of explored that a bit more because I had some classes and stuff that were focused on videos, and also like even classes that weren't focused on videos, I became like the guy like you would have a project and it would be like, okay, you either do a PowerPoint presentation or you do a video. And I was like, I'm doing the video. Like this is no contest. So and
Yeah.
but it was all for fun, and I never really took it seriously as like a career. And it honestly
Mm.
wasn't until after I graduated university that I even was like, maybe this is what I can do, because it's like that state after university that you're kind of like, I'm done school and I'm supposed to be an adult, but I don't have work. I debt from whatever schooling, and it's
Yeah.
so lost. And yeah, and I kind of, it's funny, like university, I just threw that passion away. I was like, there's no way I can make this a thing. Let me find something like work at a marketing firm or something and do something.
Hmm.
But it wasn't until after that I was at that point, like, what do I actually do? What do I want to do? That I decided, hey, let me go back to a passion that's always there and see what I can do with it. And it's been working out somewhat well so far, so I can't complain. And I'm happy I made that choice, I guess.
Nice. I'm sure we're all happy seeing all the work that you're doing. And I feel like so many people relate to what you were saying about losing their passion in and after university because, that's like when the real world starts for a lot of people and they have to like find their full-time job and start making money and bills start piling up, looking for housing, whatever the situations with their money, they just let go of like all the creative juices that they had when they were younger. But it's really good that you're able to kind of like keep that with you and continue to like make it something that you enjoy doing and eventually make it a full-time job for yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
been, and I find it's something that, I mean, a lot of people that I know are in that stage now. And I mean, we could go into it even, we'll go into it more, but I guess, like, yeah, it's just about taking that jump leap of faith that what you want to do is like what you have to do. It's not a want anymore. It's like, I have to do this. Otherwise, I'm miserable. And I know so many
Yeah.
people who are miserable after they took that route of just being like, let me just squash that passion, make it a hobby, and not pursue it real time. And to me, this has just paid off. Like, there's hard times and there's great times, but I wouldn't change any of it. So
Hmm. I feel like I can relate to that in a sense with Locals Festival, like this isn't a full-time thing. Me and all the other team members have our full-time jobs and everything to pay our bills with, but it's just nice to have this little outlet of creativity to be able to not only showcase people from the GTA and give back to the community, but to let us do something with our free time and kind of keep our creative juices flowing by, doing something other than our full-time job.
exactly, yeah, you can't you no matter what you do, if you're a creative person, you cannot suppress that creativity. It can't be. It'll just manifest. If you try to suppress it, it'll manifest in some, I don't know, you end up sick or depressed, or that's like trying to hold it down. I find, at least for me, that's what. And you know even from a young age, creative people have been doing creative things, and to say
Hmm.
stop that is like almost impossible. So yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep the creative juices flowing. So earlier you mentioned about taking that big leap and that first step. You want to talk a little bit more about that? Like how are you feeling personally when you
Yeah.
when you took that big step?
Oh man, shoot. So I try to put myself in that state. Yeah, it was really like, it's scary, like it's like something that you're just, especially we grow up not knowing that this is going to be something that we can actually make money off of, like any creative field, not just cinematography or film work. So it's super scary, and
Hmm.
it is a weird place to be in, where you're broke. Like, you will be broke for time, like for a minute you will be broke. So like, it's just dealing with that and understanding like that everything will work out, but it's hard to just say that. But I guess at that stage it really became a thing to me, like, and it's something that always pushes me to this day, I guess, is a thought of, um I used to bring back, I used to play piano when I was younger,
Hmm.
and I hated to practice. I hated practicing. I hated
Same.
it. Never do it. I was a young buck, like, never wanted to do it. And I ended up quitting, I think sometime in maybe middle school or something. But I look back on that now and I'm like, man, what if I had actually stuck with piano? Like, I would be sick right now. I would be so sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would be so
Yeah.
with it. Like, if I stuck with piano from that age to now, I would be sick. So I kind of took that mentality with this. It's like, okay, what if I stick with doing film work and stuff? Where will I be in 10 years, in 20 years? And then another thought was, I don't want to be 50, 60, 70 years old and be sitting around and someone say, oh, Marcus, remember you used to do those little videos and you used to do the, oh, what? And I'll say, they're like, man, yeah, those are good times, but I had to quit because, I wasn't, I would be devastated. And that was what I was faced with. It wasn't like,
Hmm.
it was like I have to do this because I can't continue my life knowing that I could have done this and I just was afraid and I backed out. So that kind of was like a rock and a hard place for me. And I just said, I got to do it. Like, there's no other option. This has to work. So, Yeah.
Hmm. I agree 100%. And I
Yeah.
feel like there's a certain mentality you have to have when you are following something you are passionate about, but you're struggling like financially or socially or whatever. Because I remember we were talking to one artist from New York a couple of festivals ago, and he was saying how he was struggling and everything, but like he loves being in that mindset because it pushes
Yeah.
him to like make music and put his stuff out there and go out and film music videos and all that stuff. So like I feel like certain people they have that kind of mentality where they're like, I need to struggle because it's gonna push me to get to where I want to be even harder. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, yeah, you have to. You have to be in that space, like where you, because I mean, a lot of us are like, fortunate to have like we're not in a situation where we are on the streets or something like that.
Hmm.
Like,
You have a backbone, yeah.
yeah, if you're in that situation, then I would advise maybe don't try to do art right away. Maybe get a little job first and then
Yeah.
get, but if you're in a point where you have a backbone, you have support, or like you're not on the street or whatnot, I think it's just you have to just push for it. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
you can't. It's a hard place to be in, but it will pay off, and there are so many jobs. Not even just like everyone sees a director and is like, oh, that's the only thing. There are so many jobs that are fulfilling as well that can pay it. People don't even realize that, and they just quit because they don't get that one specific top of the line.
Yeah.
I want to be that. So yeah, it's really just something I'm always talking to people like, bro, just do it. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna be struggling, but it will pay off. It will pay off. So
Hmm. And I like how you said like you got to be smart about it too. You don't want to double down on something where you have nothing to fall back on. And I feel like there's so many people like around our age, a little younger, that are seeing big YouTubers and big Twitch streamers, and they're like, I want to do that, and then they put everything into it, and then they have nothing else to fall back on. And like,
yeah,
if it doesn't work out, because that stuff's hard. It's not easy to get to the top of those
no,
platforms.
no,
So when they do it and they either burn out or nothing's working out or whatever, and then they have nothing back to fall back on, it just makes life 10 times harder than it needs to be at that point, which sucks, but that's kind of how it is nowadays, you
that's
know?
how. I mean, this is great, but yeah, it is how it
Yeah.
is. Like, and and burnout, like you said, it's a real thing. Like if you're doing something, if you're doing something that is in this field, like burnout is a huge possibility because you
Mhm.
can go a year, 2 years, 3 years without seeing any real money. So you have to have something to support you while you're doing that. But if it's something you love, you just got to keep fighting through it and it'll come through.
100%. Speaking of kind of having the fallback, because a lot of people have their parents to fall back on, I want to
Mm,
talk a little about parents and how
right.
it was talking to them about what you want to do as a passion, and if
Yes.
they supported you and everything. If you want to go in a little bit about that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so both of my parents, like a lot of people I know, they weren't born in Canada. They're immigrants, but I think my parents they came to Canada at a younger age, so they are a bit more westernized with some of the stuff. But that's not to say if I had gone to them and said, "Hey, I want to be a lawyer," like they would be like, "Yes, like let's go, let's go." You know what I mean? So
Finally, let's go.
I can relate to that. But I will say in regards to my parents, and I say I'm so grateful for them and the support they've given me, because it is something that you have to have um you have to look a bit in the future to understand what's going on, because really and truly, like I said, you don't start making money until you're in it years in the game. So those
Mhm.
first couple of years, it's on your parents to really understand that this is gonna work out in the end. And I think they were really supportive of me from the jump, because I didn't come to them with like a fantasy. I came to them like, look, this is a person that's doing what I want to do. Like I would see my cousin, she's an editor. And
Mhm.
when I first started, she was like doing stuff on like little commercial spots. I said, "Look, my cousin's doing it. I can do it. You see, you're proud of my cousin. Like, hey, what I'm doing the same
What
thing.
about me?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So at least
Yeah.
that's what I would say. Like, because I know a lot of people that are just like, I want to do this, but my parents are like, no, you know, like you got to get a real job or whatever. But there's so much money and there's so much opportunity in this field, and especially we need to have more people of color in this field. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it becomes a thing where if it's something that you truly want to do, you have to do some research and be like, if your parents are on that, and you know what, and I know parents are different. I'm not gonna say go talk up to your parents and do this, but it is something you have to be informed about and do your research and actually have logical steps to trying to get this done. But like I said before, I'm just lucky that my parents from the jump were like, "Hey, if this is what you want to do, I'm gonna check in on you every couple months. I'm gonna check in, bro. You can't be sitting there doing nothing. But if you're giving me progress and doing stuff, then I'll see what you can do. Let's see where you can go with this." So bless your parents, man. You need that support. I know a lot of people don't have support, sadly,
Yeah.
parents. You gotta there's and you got to find that person, and if you can't, you got to be that person for somebody else as well, because I'm always like, anybody want to do something creative, I'm like, don't talk to me because I'll convince you to quit your job today and go do that. So yeah, definitely the support was, I can't thank them enough. So
Yeah, it's really good that you have your parents for support like that. And I feel like it's what most parents want to hear is that their child has not only has like something they want to do, but like it's like an educated thing that like, oh, I did the research. This is something realistic that I think I can do.
exactly.
Like no parent wants to hear, oh, I want to be in the NBA, but they only
Mm-mm.
pick up the basketball like once every 2 weeks or something like that. It's like you're not
Yeah,
going to the NBA like this. Like if you
exactly.
don't put in the work, I'm not going to believe you, and I'm going to get upset and
Yeah.
so you do something else.
Exactly. And I'd be the same. I'd be like, if I had a kid, I would be like, hey, you can do whatever you want in this world, but you have to put in the work and
Mm,
you have to have some logic to it. Like the NBA thing, like if you don't like to practice, then maybe NBA, if you don't like to go in the gym every day from sun up
every single day.
like no days off, even when you wake up and you're like, I don't want to do this crap, you have to do it. Like, if you're showing that determination, then sure, because you might not make it to the NBA, but you might go overseas and play something. You might go to get a scholarship to play ball. Like there's so many other aspects to that'll come off of just you putting in the work and planning it out.
And I like how that ties back to what you were saying about how some people they if they don't get the top thing in what they want to do, they're not going to do it at all. Because like
Yeah.
yeah, there's so many other shoot offs to some passions that people want to do. If you don't hit director, like if you don't, they think, oh, if I don't hit director, I'm not going to make it. Oh, if I don't play NBA, I'm not going to make it. Whatever their passion is, and it sucks, but people, you got to put the work in, and you got to be okay with what happens.
Exactly.
It's skill and it's luck at the same time. Some people aren't as lucky as other people, but you gotta take what you can get. You know what I mean?
100. That's what
Um, for everyone joining in, please feel free to ask any questions or comments in the comment section down below.
you're
I'm
right.
just gonna do a quick plug.
Shout out
What's
to
that?
Sujay, but the homie shoot.
Yeah, I know you guys got history, right?
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope.
For anyone joining in, we are raising funds for Rainbow Railroad. If you want more information on that, check out the post on our main page up here, Locals Festival. We are doing a giveaway as well. Every dollar donated to Rainbow Railroad is one entry into the giveaway. If you can't donate and still want to be in the giveaway, just interact with the giveaway post there. Every like, every share, every tag is one entry into the giveaway. For more information about that and prizes we're giving away, check out the giveaway post again on our main page over here at Locals Festival. And yeah, so filmmaking industry.
Mm.
What interesting stories do you have from like working in that industry, if any?
It
I don't
just
want you to burn any bridges, by the way. I just want you like surface level
yeah,
take.
yeah. Oh man, do you want like a specific just funny stuff or like crazy stuff, I guess?
Sujay is sweating right now. Oh God, he's gonna
Yeah.
talk about me.
I don't want to name names, but what there's been, man, it's really just been like it's been crazy the places and the people that I've interacted with through this through
Mhm.
just this film general. And one memory is actually one of my favorite memories of just starting out and doing stuff. So I was a couple years ago, I think 3 years ago, I was a part of
Yeah.
this program, this film program. It's called Oya Media. Uh, yeah, it's called Oya Media right now. I think when I
Mm-hmm.
it was like Black Youth Pathway to Industry or whatnot. But shout out to them. Honestly, they are the best. So
Sorry,
they
can you say the name one more time?
Oya Media Group.
How you
Uh,
spell that?
uh, OYA and then Media Group. I think they're on stuff to shout out Allison, Gaddy, um, all of them, man. Like they like side note, they if you're trying to get into this, find a program that will help you and find you mentors. That's just a nice tip there. But so I remember I was a part of that program, and they specialize in like looking at Black youths who have just been trying to help you with anything. Just what do you want
Mm-hmm.
to do with in film and television and trying to help you. So I remember I got a job as like a PA for this documentary shoot, and man, like literally, it was the craziest thing. It like so the documentary was about these Black leaders in Canada in Ontario who have who won who got the Harry Jerome Award, which is like an award of Black excellence. And we would just go to these people's like houses, like not even like their office space. Like I'm sitting
Mm-hmm.
on man's couch of like this judge who you know is doing these great things for Canada and pushing Black culture. West Hall, I don't know, like West Hall, he's doing some great stuff for just in the corporate world for Black people, and literally
Mm-hmm.
sitting and talking to the dude like on the off time. And like I think that's one of my favorite things about this field is that I get to meet these like insane people that are doing such great things, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, like okay, so what, like you did what in 95, like what. So and I remember one of this judge, I forget his name, but he is this judge, this Black judge, in
Mm-hmm.
Toronto. We go to this guy's house. This guy like starts playing the piano, and it was so like it was just a weird experience, like a one of the craziest
Wow.
feeling. Like he just busts out the piano, starts singing. He's just like, "Yo,
Get
I'm gonna
going, eh?
do a little thing," and it felt like so special. Like, oh my! And that's when I remember, and I told him, I said, "This is why like I want to do this, because like I get these experiences that like I get gives me chills thinking about."
Mm-hmm.
So like I would say that project was one a fond memory. Um, crazy stuff. Like I've had shoots. I did a shoot Burlington one time. I had to stay at a hotel there, bro.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. One of the hardest
What
things,
happened?
bro. Like they had whole shoot was like maybe a week, and it was
Yeah.
all hours in February. Yeah, February or yeah, yeah, it was. And literally, bro, it was like I thought I was ready for it, and I was a camera assistant. Um, and I thought I was ready for it, bro. That was hard, bro. I was out there in the cold in this slick
Oh
rain.
man.
I, bro, I would come back to the hotel room, and cause you think like, oh, it's a go away shoot. Like, oh man, I get a hotel room. Whoa, I'm cooped up for a shoot.
Yeah.
I would go to a hotel room and like not even have time to like. I would eat something quick, and then I would put on the turn on the tub with hot water, or like first start out like medium water and just put my feet in it and just like defrost myself of like use the pain, bro. But yeah, that's probably one of the craziest
Dang.
or hardest shoots I've done. But yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's dangerous too sometimes. You know, they send you out to do some of these shoots. It's like that's what separates like the people that are serious about it from the people that aren't serious about it. Like the struggle. Times
Oh
like that are the ones
yeah,
that separate
it really does, man. It really like but it made me learn like honestly, those times that are the worst or the hardest, they pay off the most, I find.
Hmm.
What I mean, like I'm just doing a project now, actually just finished today, and it's probably the hardest project I've ever done. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm saying that now, like the hardest project. And it was so brutal, and even now, like I'm like, oh man, it's hard. But a week from now, a month from now, two, oh wait, shout out to my sister. She's in the chat. She's my production manager for that shoot.
Oh, what's the
She's
name?
Monique Miss Mo underscore, and
Oh, okay, I see it there.
oh, she's like preach, because she's and Erica
Yeah.
too. Erica's the same. She
Shout
she
out to
was
all the
working.
real ones in chat right now.
Yeah, yeah, blow up the chat. But they know, like, let's talk about it for real. But it's probably like they can attest to it, the hardest thing I've ever done. But yeah,
Hmm.
I think in a month, 2 months, I'll look back and be like, wow, I learned so much. So just to go back, some of the hardest times, you have to tough it out because you will learn so much. Get outside your comfort zone, and that's how
Yeah.
you evolve. So
And I feel like it kind of humbles people a little bit because they've gone through so much stuff. And I want to tie that into what you said earlier because you went with OA Media and they helped you out. I feel
mm,
like some people that are doing creatives or anyone really, they stay away from groups like that because they want to be like, oh, I want to do it myself. Oh, I want to blow up myself. Like these places exist to help people. They're literally there to help you. Like you're not gonna lose any respect. Like you think what people like Drake have less respect because he got signed to Young Money when he was starting out, the Cash Money when he was starting out. Like who cares? Like just do what you need to do. They're
this
there for you. You know?
exactly, bro. Like I get like that because I know exactly, and I know people that have that mentality of like, yeah, like I I'm an artist and I do artist things and I'm so cool. It's like, why? Like, and then they go, no. I'm like, bro, if this is what you want to do, you better call up. Like, people go like, oh, what do I do? I'm trying this and I'm trying that. I'm like, have you called up everybody and been like shameless about it? Like, this is like, to
Mm-hmm.
me, it's like almost life or death. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to do this that bad, then get up every day and figure it out. Like, don't think you're too cool for that. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's crazy mentality.
It hurts because yeah, you'll fast forward 10, 20 years and you'll be seeing the person that did what you should have done 20 years ago blowing up on social media while you're sitting there in your armchair, Cheeto
Exactly.
stains all on your shirt, being like, man, this guy signed to a label. I don't care. They're all
Yeah,
bitter and stuff. It's like,
and then
dog,
they're
you
the
look
ones
dumb
that
now.
talk bad on the
Yeah, they're
people.
the first ones in the comment section. They're the first
Exactly.
ones.
And it's like they'll talk bad on certain things, and it's like, no, they like, people will talk bad if you go to an event and you actually like network. Like, people will be like, oh, this, what a try hard. What do you mean? Let him talk about his. What do you mean? Like, let the man, if he's going, but people are saying that because they don't have the courage to do that. Like, I've
Yeah.
seen dudes going like, "Hi, I'm this that and da da da, and this is what I do. You want my card?" And it's like, it's a lot, but I gotta respect the hustle. Like, yo, you're willing to, you don't care. You're shameless, bro. You're gonna get this. You're gonna get this work no matter what. So
Hmm.
yeah, you gotta have some of that mentality.
Yeah, it's such a bad mentality the other way around. Like I remember, so I played a lot of video games, and I remember when people started saying, "Oh, you're try hard. Oh, sweaty. Oh, you're trying too hard in the game." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah,
fucking win. Like, what do you mean?
fact.
Like, I'm sorry for trying to beat you. Like, come on."
Yeah, seriously, man. Like, that's the dumbest thing. Like, not trying because it's like cool not to try. Like, what, you're just gonna end up not doing what you want to do. Like, ridiculous.
Exactly. I want to talk a little bit more about kind of procrastination. I'm sure you suffer procrastination. I know I do. I know everyone in here probably does at some point,
Yeah,
and kind of creative fatigue and like go a little bit more about that.
yeah, yeah. Um, Honestly, like, to sum it, that, so in that video, the book, the War of Art.
Hmm.
After reading that, it changed my perspective, and it tackles those themes of procrastination and stuff, because you have to realize that, I mean, to me now, I'm like, because I procrastinate. I used to procrastinate all the time, like, just push things off, or you wake up one day and you're just like, I don't feel like it. And especially, I find a lot of people in the creative realm, they
Yeah.
they justify that by saying, well, I need to feel creatively inspired. That, and to me, like, I'm like, take the I dissect creativity, and that's how I get through it, because it is not just something that, it is something that, like, I would want, when you're doing something creative, it comes from something outside of yourself. Like, you just, sometimes you're just doing work and you get a creative influence and stuff, but you have to start doing the work for that to come. And
Hmm.
how, like, honestly, when it comes to procrastinating stuff, I can't even do that when it comes to this. I'll procrastinate other stuff or whatever. Like, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
when it comes to this work, like, I'm like, I need to just wake up, go to my office, and sit there. Even if I just sit there and look at my screen for 10 minutes, at least I sat there and looked at my screen. And who knows, maybe something will spark and I'll be like, oh, snap, okay, with an edit that I'm trying to work on. So that's one thing I say to beat procrastination, is just show up, man. Like, every day, just, even if you're not doing much, you just go. It's just like working out. Like, some days you wake up and you're like, I don't even want to go to the gym, but you have to, you know, even if you just go in there and pick up a one weight and just do a 1, 2 thing, hey, at least you did it, and it's better, and you'll
Better than
actually.
sitting in bed.
Exactly, exactly. And it's the same with this. Like, everyone thinks that every day is supposed to be like, you know, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's cap. That's a lie. Like, you work harder than
You have to work
you
10
you
times harder.
exactly. You work every day. So I feel like when people meet that resistance of like, wow, this isn't fun anymore, they tend to push things off and stuff. But it's not gonna be fun. If you wanna, like, really go into it, in the moment it won't be fun. But like I said before, it's not until after you realize, wow, like, I needed to do that. You know what I mean? So that's
Hmm.
uh that's long-winded answer, but yeah, I say show up when it comes to procrastination. And if you don't want to, go to your office, go pick up, if you're editing something, just look at the timeline of the edit and just look at it. Like, even if you look at it for 10 minutes, close it, and whatever, you looked at it, and maybe something will spark in your brain. So
Exactly. We have a question here from Janani.
yeah.
Do you like the post-production process better than the actual filming process?
Oh, sad. That's a great question. Um,
Thank you for
Honestly,
asking.
I would say, so my thing with that is, I feel like editing is more natural to me, because I've always edited. Like, even when I was shooting on my little camera back in the day, like we said, I've always edited that footage. So there were certain skills with editing that are just in there. Like, I feel like it just comes naturally to me. Shooting doesn't
Hmm.
come naturally to me, because I'm shooting on this little camera, and now we're upgrading to, like, actual cinematic quality cameras and lighting and stuff. That's something I have to learn. But with that being said, I'm more on the production side, honestly, to me, because I like editing, but I like editing certain things. Um, if it's some project that I'm just like, some corporate thing or some talking head thing that there's no real, like, passion behind it or whatnot, I'd rather just send that off to an editor. But I would still shoot it. So I would say
Hmm.
right now, I'm definitely more of a production kind of guy, like going out in the field directing and shooting, than an editor. But I'm also like very picky with my edits. So if I send an edit to you, like, I'll be like, if I my thing is, like, if I send it to an editor, if I could do it, then I'm just like, wow, I should have just done this, bro. Like, why didn't
Yeah.
it,
Because you
I
have your own style and your own like way
yeah,
you know how to edit something. Like these are the kind of cuts I would have made. These are the kind of transitions. These are the kind of whatever you want to do, graphics I would have put in,
exactly.
whatever it is, you know?
Yeah, and it's not about like they had to mimic my style. I just want to see your style. I want to see what you add to it. Because if you don't add anything to it, then I could have just done it and added my own style. You know, because
Hmm.
I have no problem if I send something to you and you get something back that I wasn't expecting, but it makes sense. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
wow, you added your touch on this. That's dope. And you thought outside the box and stuff. So that's where I'm at with editing. I'm kind of like pushing it away, but certain things I'll be like, I have to edit this. Like, I want to put my touch on it.
Hmm. Thanks for answering, and thanks for the question again. We have another question from
Yeah.
Arlene. Anything you've learned during COVID in the film industry that you didn't think was possible but overcame?
Ooh, that's a great question that I
Thank
didn't
you.
was possible but overcame. Wow. You know, I think honestly, what I learned through COVID was that like at least to me, and like I say this because some people it's a completely different story during COVID. You know, some people really had it really bad during COVID, so I
Yeah.
can't speak for them. For me, and when it came to the work I do, I realized that it will be okay. Like it will be fine. Like because there was a point where it felt like there was nothing, and it was just like, yo, is this? Are we ever gonna go out and work again and do things again and shoot things again? And I
Yeah.
had like everybody had this period of just nothing, and that was after me like really just almost like literally right before COVID. Almost every day I was like going downtown and doing this and going to a networking event, going this and that, just trying to get something going. And then COVID hit and it was nothing.
Just
And
everything stopped.
everything stopped. But
Yeah.
I realized that like, you know, as long as you take that time, I took that time to just learn what I wanted to learn and just calm down. Like, you know, just relax for a second. Work comes,
Hmm.
work goes, money comes, money goes. Your mental health is what's important at the end of the day. Focus on that and things will come. You know, if you're on that downtime, you know, because a lot of people, you know, gave up on passions and on dreams at that time, and it's like, why? Like, take that time to educate and to like really be like, nah, this is not gonna stop me. It'll come back on, and
Hmm.
now we're like full force again, like more or less, you know, like I've been doing more shoots than I did before COVID, honestly, like so. I guess that's one thing. It's just that thought of like, oh my God, are we gonna be okay? Am I gonna be okay with the work I do? Is this bad timing? And I had started introspective films at the start of 2020, and I was like, yo, like you're just gonna hit me with that like right off the bat, but yeah, it'll be fine. Then I think just you on that downtime, it might seem like things aren't working out. Go and
Hmm.
educate yourself and be prepared because when things do work out, it's gonna hit you like a brick. And it's gonna just come out. You're gonna be like, whoa, like all this stuff is coming in. Like you gotta prepare yourself for that. So just prep for that stuff. So
I like what you said earlier about like figuring out what to do when everything goes down. I was talking to this radio host last festival, 2 festivals ago, I should say, and she was saying how yeah, COVID hit and everything, and some creatives might not be able to do as much work as they could before COVID, but you gotta learn to pivot. You gotta learn to like okay, this isn't working out right now, or this is on the downside right now. Okay, let me try to explore this thing a little bit while I have the time, while I have the free time, see if
yeah,
I can make this, and then maybe incorporate it back into my original thing in the future. You know what I mean? Like learn different skills, learn different things, try to find ways to, take advantage of the downtime you have and do more with what time you have, you know?
agreed, man. Always never stop learning. No matter how good you think you are, and like no matter how far you are, like I'm always a student. Always. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care. Like I'll be 60 still trying to figure out new ways to shoot stuff. Like always do that because you can never know everything and you can never, know too much. So yeah, just
Mm-hmm.
keep hustling out there and great question. That was a great question.
Yeah, thank you for answering the question. Really appreciate it. And thank you for asking the question, Arlene. If anyone else has more questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to get into my next set of my next question, the set of questions I have. Um, so what tips would you have for anyone that's trying to get into the filmmaking industry?
Mm. So yeah, first and foremost, I would go back on what we talked about, like with the program, is just in general, like seek some advice, some mentorship, and there
Hmm.
are places for us there are places that are built to help, and you just gotta think outside the box and find those places. You know what I mean? And never be afraid to ask for help. That's my first thing. Seek, get some help with it. You know what I mean? Like people are also like so open to just helping others out that have made it. Another thing I find, and this is what I think is speak about it and like put it out there. If this is what you want to do, like when you talk to people, like it should come up, and I find that's helped me in cases because I'll be talking to somebody and it's like, so what do you want to do? What do you do? And at the start, and I would just say like, oh, I'm this, even though in my heart I didn't feel like I was a filmmaker yet because we have the imposter syndrome, whatever the case is. But
Hmm.
I would just say it and bring it out there and put it in real life because what happens is you tell that one person and then now they're out and they're sitting there and somebody's like, man, if only I had somebody to shoot a video. And they're like, oh, there was a kid that I talked to that actually, and
Hmm.
that's happened so many times that I'm like, man, I'm just saying, this is what I do, bro. Like, everyone could know. I'm not trying to hide it. Don't
Yeah,
be that this is what you want to do because you just never know. It ties back to the help. You never know who's there ready to help you. Like, some of my first jobs is just me talking to my parents about what I want to do, and then them at work and somebody's like says something, they're like, "Oh, my son does this," and they're like, "Oh, really? Can he shoot this?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'll ask him." And next thing you know, I'm doing a shoot for
boom,
$100.
work right there, easy.
Exactly, easy work. So, yeah, seek help and put it out there. Make it a real thing, and have some real like goals, man. Like like have some steps and dissect it. Like it
Hmm.
dissect it to the point where it's borderline like not even creative anymore. Like like you gotta be really on it. Like this is what I want to do, and set those goals high because you set it too low. Once you reach it, you stop, you plateau. Aim high,
Hmm.
hit that goal, fine, but look around you and look at what you've done in pursuit of that goal. So yeah, that's kind of like what has worked for me at least. I know it's kind of like mumbo, like yo, kind of manifest or whatever, but I really think like it just comes down to that.
Perfect. Thank you so much for answering that question. Anyone listening, these are the golden tips, the golden rules for
Yes,
getting into this industry.
exactly.
Network, put your name out there. You never know when someone's gonna want to hit you up. Oh, we have special
Oh
guests,
yeah,
Oya
yo,
Media.
shout out
They're
Oya
in here.
Media
They heard. They
in
heard.
the building. Let's go, let's go,
Thank you.
let's
Welcome, welcome. We've heard good things. Don't worry.
yeah.
Um, so I kind of want to go into, so you mentioned like a few projects, including the one you recently did and another one in the past with
Yeah.
Sujaya. Are there any that stand out to you a lot that like you're really proud of? You're like, this was an amazing project. It was sick. I loved it.
Man, another great question. Honestly, like, hmm, I got it. There's one project that comes to mind that I think I just loved it because of just the environment of when I shot it, where I was in life, and the people that I connected with while shooting it. There's this video that I have. I think it's on my site. It's posted. It's like a post
Hmm.
video, and it's like black and white, and then it transfers to color, and the whole concept is about a guy who like travels and meets people and enhances their life in some type of way or whatnot. Um,
Hmm.
that shoot sticks out to me because it was so like it wasn't a like a big paid shoot. It was literally just me. I had my assistant my cousin just helped me out, and literally I didn't even know the guy. Like I knew him through a friend, um and he was like, yo, can we he hit me up and he's just like, hey, I have this idea, and my friend said that you shoot stuff, and can we do this? And just talking, and it was like
Mm-hmm.
we were like just connected in that creative realm, and it just things just worked. Like we were shooting and we had no like we had a shot list and a plan, but certain things just was like this is like just working out perfectly. Like the way that we went on the beach and we were hoping for a nice sunset, we got a beautiful sunset and all this stuff, and it was just a really nice day that I think like is one of those days I'm like, wow, that was actually really fun. A project that I just like I'm editing right now is another one, man. Like just to me, it's mainly the people that I interact with during the project. Enhance
Mm-hmm.
the project for me, and so this one that's coming out, I can't say too much about it, but like it's just the director, amazing. We had shout out Sarah Liat, a photographer, was there doing like behind the scenes stuff and portraits. It was just such a nice space to be in, and we were doing interviews and all that stuff for like a short doc, and it was yeah, that's another one that when it comes out, I'll be proud that it's out and I'll feel good. So
Nice. I could tell when you were explaining that first project, like how passionate you were, because that's what all it's all about. You know, you feel really passionate about a project, and the creative juice is just flowing naturally. There's no
exactly,
like having to sit down. There's no creative block. There's no creative fatigue. You're just loving what you're doing. They're just
hmm
coming out, and you're just putting the work in. Once you are passionate about something and you can put the work in, that's how you make gold, essentially.
yeah, it's easy from there, man. You just get in that
Hmm.
zone and it just starts flowing, you know.
I can relate. There are times where like I'm even back to the procrastination thing. I procrastinate sometimes. Sometimes I'd be like, you know what, I really got to edit this thing. Like let's say if I'm a cooking video, I'm like, okay, I really need to edit this thing. I really want to get it on Instagram next week. So I sit down on the computer and like I just start playing around with like some transitions, cutscene here and there. And then maybe I'll watch a few music videos for like inspiration. That's what I do with my music videos. With my videos, I watch music videos for inspirations and shots. And I'll come back to it and be like, okay, I could try that. Oh, that was a sick shot. Let me try that. And I'll mix it up in. And I'll go. And all of a sudden it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, whoa, like what the
Yeah,
hell happened?
I know. It just happens, bro.
It just
I feel
happens, honestly.
yeah, no, when you're that flow, especially with editing, I find like that's why sometimes editing could be tedious at the start because it's like you're just organizing stuff and making sure you're ready for the edit and to do. But once you get
Hmm.
into the creative part of editing, it really time just flies. Like you're just going.
I think a good thing a lot of people should be doing, not even just editing specifically, just anything you're doing creatively, organize your stuff. Organization is big, making sure that you have everything ready because let's say something doesn't work out and like, oh, I didn't upload this thing onto the computer. It's gonna take 2 hours to upload. Now I got 2 hours. I could have spent editing. Now I'm sitting here
Yeah,
and then I get out of it. I'm like, I don't feel like doing it anymore. And it's a whole thing. And
yeah,
you
man.
know, organize, make sure you're good, and make sure like everything is set and you are as well prepared to do what you need to do as possible,
That's
in my
facts.
opinion. I'm only an amateur compared to you,
No,
obviously. So,
yeah, stay organized, bro. Like, especially dudes, man. I find like guys being
yeah.
organized, like is ridiculous, man. Like, yeah, and expect even myself. Like, I have my own way of organizing, but I know it's not organized. It's just I understand it, so I'm just like, okay, this will work for now, but like I gotta change certain things. But yeah, stay organized, man. It
I
helps.
could definitely speak to the whole dude stop thing, where nice thing like when I used to like be like really bad with like organizing and stuff. And I feel like since I started dating my girlfriend and like
Mm.
I sometimes I would see her like study notes and everything. I'm like, this girl's crazy. Like it's
Yo,
so neat, everything's so clean. I need to do this. And then like I started working on this other job where I had to stay organized. I'm like, okay, I gotta take a page from her book and like try to really
yeah,
like put the work in with this job and like try to stay organized. And it all just kind
yo,
of worked itself out. I'm like, oh my God, it's night and day, honestly.
exactly. Exactly. My girl's the same way, bro. She won't make notes unless she has like five different colors of pens.
Yeah, yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Like, just she will get cheese if she can't find the red pen. Like, just use the black one. What's wrong with you? She's like,
It's like, nah, it has to be red. This is the type
yeah,
of thing that needs to be red. This
yeah.
heading needs to be red.
Wow, that's crazy to me.
It's
But it's
insane.
plus, bro. Honestly, adapt some of that into our stuff.
hmm we have a little bit more time. Again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I got one more question for you. Kind of like a, I don't know if you watch Hot Ones Wings thing where they give you like, anything interesting you're working on in the future, go ahead and plug go off.
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
pizza.
Oh, right now, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
right now, go off.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. First and foremost, you can, I guess you can follow me introspective.films on Instagram. What I'm working on now, I just finished a project. I guess I can talk about now. It's like gonna be out in like 2 hours or an hour.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. So the
Yeah.
project is for Emancipation Day, um, with the NFB Heritage, Canada Heritage, and yeah, it's been an experience, a whole month of just grinding out. But honestly, like I find it's like such an important thing to have, especially nowadays, like with just pushing the narrative of Black culture in Canada. So I'm happy for that. That's coming out today at 2. I'll probably post about it. Like, so stay tuned on that.
Perfect.
Erica
Yeah,
is on there.
time set to plug it in, yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So and yeah, and then this other project that will be, I they're still in post production, so we can't say too much now. But it's a short doc. I like to say, and
hmm
I'm like this one. I'm really excited to release because it's gonna be something like different. Um, Other than that, honestly, like afterwards, I'm kind of just chilling. Like I'm trying to just take a break, and I don't know. I've had some people come to me with some short film ideas, and so maybe try to get something funded or whatnot. But other than that, I'm just kind of kicking around, and when I post stuff, you guys will see, and stay tuned, stay updated on whatever I do, I guess.
Perfect. Erica's like, we'll post it for sure. We'll plug in a little bit in our story for Locals
Oh,
Festival. Don't worry.
that's
We
dope.
got you.
Yeah, no,
All
Erica,
right.
shout out, honestly, shout out to Erica because she put in work, man. Like,
Yeah.
we're talking about organized and stuff, bro. Like, she really came through on that. So, I'm just, yeah, everyone on the team, honestly, too, like, really came through. So shout out to that team. I'll give them a whole shout out, man. Like, it's crazy. So, yeah, they did it really good.
hmm
I'm glad we're done. So.
All right. Yeah. Like you said, some well-deserved rest.
Yes, well deserved. Well deserved. Go to a spa or something, bro. I can't do that.
Yo, honestly. All right. So if no one has any other questions, I'll let you go. Thank you so much again for hopping on. We have our next set at 1:30 with Erica, like we were talking about earlier. She's going to be with Flip My Stitch. They're going to talk about some sustainable living at 1:30, so make sure to check it out. Again, if you're able to, please donate to the charity we're helping, Rainbow Railroad, and also participate in the giveaway if you are interested. And yeah, again, thank you so much, Marcus. Really appreciate
Man,
everything that you do. And everyone, please go check out Inspector Films. Follow, like, pay attention. He has a big post
hey.
coming in about an hour, so obviously, watch out for that.
Yes, thank you, O'Neill. Honestly, it's good to just talk about these things. I'm always down. And anyone wants to ask any questions, hit me up. I love just talking about this, and I find so many of us need to hear about just like it's possible, guys. Like it's okay. You can do what you want to do and be okay in life. So that's kind of my little
Mhm.
close statement there.
Awesome. All right, man. I'll let you go. All
Yes, take it easy, bro.
right, talk soon.